cat's throwing up.
Is that cat throwing up?
Yeah.
Oh, how did that? Oh man, I hated waking up to that noise.
I'm used to it back then. As I get older, they just throw up more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but waking
They
up
don't
to it is so like,
Oh yeah.
damn it. Because cool dude do it. Like instantly, get outside. Like, just like you know, waking up in the middle of the night. Like, bam.
On the ground.
There it is. I found it.
Every time you live stream, you have to copy the dang code. So
For the multi-shoot?
yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
not.
nice.
I know it's not all. It doesn't stay. It's called what, consistent or whatever.
Oh, the code changes it.
Yeah, because it's so. It's like they don't really want people to for whatever reason,
Weird.
and it's only vertical also.
That's weird. Oh, for Instagram.
For Instagram, yeah.
Gosh.
And then the restream chat doesn't merge with on here, so like
Yeah.
it's all separate, which is kind of
Yes.
inconvenient, very inconvenient actually. The queen is coming soon. We're like, wait, why are there two men there?
Transformed.
You devolved.
I've evolved.
No,
From one
devolved.
woman, I've devolved. Yeah, exactly.
It's probably more accurate.
Hello. Oh wait, we gotta turn the fan on.
Sean, you're tall.
This one?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. Nope.
Just make sure I got it. Nope.
Oh, it's still going.
low.
Now it's going faster. Oh.
There we go.
Hello, everybody.
Some crazy Teddy. Why are you so crazy? You been in your cage all day? Poor Teddy. He lives over.
So for the first hour of the stream, we're going to be practicing our unity set. So just enjoy the experience as we practice for the hour. And thank you for being here. Okay. Finding the dragon within. There you go. The year of the dragon. Mystical, ancient, fierce, spiritual creature. The dragon represents something in your soul. The fire, the strength, the divine masculine. We invite and allow the sacred dragon to reveal from our soul. You can still do this too. Focus on that can go here. Perfect right there. So just 2 minutes or be short.
Different ones here.
We celebrate our dreams, embracing the awakening of the dragon that brings us the strength to push through the obstacles and challenges of this year.
The drum. Don't start.
part for 3 minutes, and after it's 3 minutes, then we'll go into the beating speed. Okay, so first the Tibetan style. Medium speed, and then pan flutes. And then 4 minutes. Jill walks around with a shaker. Pause. Okay. tare turi soha. Tare turi soha. Tare turi soha. In the year of the dragon, we embody the energy of the dragon for courage to rise our fire, the yang energy. We remember the fire when our light is dim. We remember the strength to push through when we're almost at the top of the mountain and looking forward to climb more mountains. We're here to grow, we're here to rise, we're here to fly. We embody the fierceness, the focus, the divine masculine. When we feel lazy, when we feel sluggish, when we feel off track, we rise, we raise the temperature and get things done and execute our mission on the planet wherever it's needed. We have the power within. And all is one. Generally, that's it. I mean, I'm sure we'll
mix it up.
and then at the end we'll just I invite you to Om 3 times. 3 ohms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Different, right? We want it to be different for them too.
Or maybe
So
5 ohms. More fire.
how about 9 ohms?
9 ohms, I like it. 3 times 3.
9 ohms.
For the year of the dragon.
Om.
Fire together.
Yeah, as we develop it, I'm sure we'll see what.
Yeah, we'll add in stuff and
Yeah.
a little bit more intuition in the moment as well.
Now we're gonna get to just hanging out with the. Wait, let's just put some stuff up so we can have a little more room.
I'm
Check.
okay. I'm okay. Thank you.
Check. Yeah, we can share the mic here. Welcoming everybody. Thank you for being here. Welcoming to Emily Richardson, Insight Timer teacher, Mystic Village person, with Brother Sean, Brother Tanet here. We're working, that's how we develop ourselves here for a public event, because people like themes. I mean, that's why we had the Year of the Dragon.
Yeah. It's a more special or major event
Yeah,
than just our regular Sundays. Our regular Sundays are
yes.
more intuition based, and then, yeah, for the.
Less thinking, because that's our community. But when we go to other spaces, they need more themes and inspiration, because that's how the human mind works, right? What works for us in our community might not really be effective in other communities. They need more. People need clarity. Oh, what is this about? But when you have like we're doing an event versus spiritual community and events are different because events are like exhibitions, and community is like a gym.
Needs a little more structure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And because that's just, and it's fun for us too because it's different. You know, it's different.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Kata?
So what did we feel from? I mean, you know.
I like the overall flow. Just figuring out my own flow throughout it.
And if you want to play something during it, just let me know. Like if you have an idea, you can always just tell me. I would like to.
Okay.
Like if you want to do something, I want you to do it because you know. It's just I want it to be confident.
Yeah, I was thinking the big bowl during.
Some at the end towards the.
I forget which part it was. Just every once in a while.
Yeah, well, that
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
definitely gonna be there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, it'll be there. So whatever. That's what I was thinking. Like during like in the moment.
Yeah.
Sure, they'll just be.
Yeah, this is a skeleton
still
in the
be some
moment.
intuition.
I'm telling. In the moment, you can do whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Like when it's time and you feel like freaking playing a chime, just freaking do it, because we have a general theme, and just so we have some sort of plan.
Mm-hmm. And we generally know what goes like at what point.
And it needs to end at a certain time. That's why we need that structure because, I mean, I like 2-hour meditations, but most people don't.
Yeah, most people can't handle it.
Stop.
Yeah. How about you, Sister Emily? What did you feel?
I think it needs like more fire or something because it seemed just very slow to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, we can speed up some parts too.
It was just like, but maybe that's my energy right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see more fire being with the
Because
dragon.
it's a dragon.
Yeah,
but
well-
I really didn't feel like
Well,
that
I'm-
much fire.
Well,
from
the
it.
thing is, it's hard to because we're in here and if we just, you know, I
Yeah.
can bring more of it. Is, you know, the mics are gonna be so
yeah, we're
just.
keeping it kind of low. I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm not going all out because,
I can hear it sometimes when
yeah.
it spikes. And
I mean, I could change mics too. I think like what we're doing, like this is more vocal and this is more like for what we need it for, you know. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I agree. There could be.
Well, right now I'm just showing you the
It's
general
just
flow.
a skeleton.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
we can definitely add more energy in any parts.
Okay.
I'm just showing you what we got so that we have a general idea what it's, you know, what's possible or what you can develop.
I just like having a structure of some sort, and then
Yeah.
yeah, we'll mix it up, and it'll be unique in the moment.
Well, that's why that's why I like to label it like a Tibetan like,
Themes like
themes.
we did with the pyramid.
Yeah,
and
those
all that stuff
themes
in the
help you
previous
to
one.
summarize the whole set without us like telling.
Like you don't have to like
Yeah.
if I forget like I'm supposed to do this one thing.
Yeah.
so whatever, I
Because
don't care.
it's all what matters is that we're present and we're delivering what, you know, the intention, which is to feel the fire, right? But the fire is loud, and the loudness, it's in person. It's gonna be way louder
For sure.
because we're in a large room. When
Yeah.
we're in a small room delivering this, it's like, dang, it's too loud.
Maybe it should go faster, like at certain points.
Yeah.
You know, because I just felt like the overall music was just really slow. Like maybe like in the middle, or where does it get to be like the most fire at?
Well, the fast part is going to be the drumming part, right?
Okay.
The drumming part. And the other, like that part, speed wise, the drumming part can be more fire. But the celestial part, the masculine energy, is going to be loudness, right?
just
The
loud, not
louder.
necessarily faster.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's still fire, but it's a
Interesting.
different type of fire. It's
Okay.
slow and it's like smoldering fire versus like a blazing fire that, you know. And,
Burns up quickly.
yeah.
Got you. Okay.
And that's what I'm going towards more. But during the Native American style part, which is the flute or thing, you could like you know, whatever we feel is good for us, we can do it. Or if we want to do the chanting, like we want to go slow and go really fast,
Yeah.
which is I mean, we could like we
could
can
do that, yeah.
we can definitely push the I would say
Yeah,
you
maybe
know,
that's what it's missing. I just feel like it's missing something.
yeah.
Maybe that will help.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
We'll
me see.
practice and see what flows.
From slow to very. Yeah, and of course, like towards the middle and end, I didn't time it as much, but the more time we have in there, then we'll know how much to ramp the energy. And then as we progress, then you would try to sing louder or chant louder.
Okay.
And maybe I think for it to be effective towards the end, we would have to chant together fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when it's too random, it's like shamanic, but you want to help people not be so like out there.
Yeah.
And then that's why I'm like,
I think
okay,
coming
together.
back, like being together in the beginning and then doing our own thing and then
Yeah.
coming back together at the
Exactly.
end. I think that'd be cool.
Okay, so from slow to very fast, and then Om Tare together, and then faster here,
Go back to your mother, yes.
and then 3, and then Om, 3 Oms,
Your turn.
and yeah, I think the speed will come from the middle section, the celebration. And yeah, I won't be using the more basic flute. It will just be more the higher pitch.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And I just did not bring it. Then the shaker is gonna add more energy. Just having Jill walk around with just shake, so people can feel the rain stick and. Because that's why I stopped talking, because the goal is to let the energy do the talking. Because once the dragon is out, there's no need to explain it. And, okay, we'll just keep cultivating that. And, yeah, and then your solo, whatever you know, if you feel like if you want to do the handpan, you can. Just know that towards the end, you're going to have solo.
Okay.
That time.
Got it. Okay, I got you.
Just
I didn't know if you meant the bowls or...
yeah, whatever you want.
Okay.
Just bring the fire. Like if you think just playing louder at that time, and you just speed or whatever you want to do.
Okay, I could do that.
Just work on that. Welcoming Lucy, Liz, William.
Enough.
Wendy is here. Lori is here. So that is how we cultivate our set. We just we make it up as we go. I think it's the best way too, because it's feeling, right? We just go with feeling, feedback, and it's not easy because we cannot do the same. I mean, we haven't done the same set ever. Like we've never repeated. Like I have it in the journal. And what that does, I think it challenges us to always be original, which is the master's teaching. So what is the challenge with being original, or how do you feel about that, Sister Emily?
Yeah, it's kind of like we get out of our routine work, because if we keep on doing the same thing all the time, then we're just going to stay the same, and then we're never going to evolve, and then it's going to be super boring doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if we keep on staying at the same place that we always are, then we never grow and we never evolve.
Which is also really difficult, because every time we have to come up with some new stuff, the amount of commitment, but we grow so much as a group. It makes our intuition stronger. It makes us recognize our own energy. And it's really important, because I mean, it's a full house nowadays. Every event we do, it's pretty packed, and we have a good reputation for creating quality events. How about you, Brother Sean? How do you feel the challenges of originality and seeing people who just keep doing the same thing also?
It's very boring. I mean, just like she said, it's the one thing that like you just feel uninspired, or like you don't want to do it anymore. At least that's the way I feel. If I don't practice, if I don't learn something new, and yeah. But then the hard part is learning something new and sticking to that discipline of continuing to grow and continuing to teach yourself. new things, and it can be difficult to find something new because a lot of times there is a limited amount that you can do with certain instruments, but that's just what the mind wants to think a lot of the time, because there is unlimited possibilities for the most part with different instruments. You just have to figure it out, and maybe that means creating something that nobody's ever thought of before. But yeah, that creation can be difficult at times because it does take work and discipline.
And practice.
And practice.
I mean, as you see, that's why we're together a lot. And before live streaming, like quality sounds, we got together mainly to practice for unity. And then as we do that and our work affects the world positively, it inspires, okay, maybe we can focus more on making it a studio. And you got a new space, it pretty much works out. And so how do you feel from that transition, Sister Emily? From focusing more on non-live streaming performance to doing both, you know?
Yeah, it's been a journey because in the beginning I feel like we were learning how to flow together as a group, learning the different styles, learning the different way of playing instruments and feeling confident with playing those instruments as well. Because we can all be playing a certain instrument at the same time, but while we're playing that certain instrument all together, originally it didn't flow harmoniously. Like, it just sounded like a bunch of mess sometimes that was going on. But as we continue to cultivate ourselves and
Honestly, it didn't happen too much.
No.
It maybe like 2 to 3 times. Maybe one was just almost, but we knew it. But you know, it's
Yeah, you
just
can feel it for sure.
trial and error and patience with with
patience.
yourself, with ourselves.
Yeah.
You know?
We get to learn a lot about ourselves during that time as well. And going from my old apartment studio to us just practicing to us now streaming online
Emily Richards.
thanettaout and Shankari. It's been.
She's so popular. Oh my god.
No, I'm not. Shut up.
You got all the ladies like, wow, Guru Emily. Ami Tofu.
No, but I mean, I'm just grateful to have this space to share it with y'all because we're doing what we enjoy. We're able to practice, you know, our craft, our meditation, our sound healing. We're able to cultivate that practice, and that helps us cultivate ourselves as a person because it's not easy for me, especially in the past, to play super slow and very soft because I'm like, that's boring. Like, can we get like faster? You know, like I need something a little bit more like with more energy and everything. But practicing that slower pace and the softer sounds, it's helped me be softer as a person, and it's helped me to be more gentle in my responses to other people when needed, you know, but learning how to balance that energy given the situation and, you know, whatever is happening at the moment. You learn how to kind of shift your energy and be able to respond in the best way that that person or that situation needs at that time.
Which is just, it's just in the moment. You just have to keep practicing, and eventually you learn from either mistakes, or you learn from things like how come the results were not good, or you start to see, okay, that was not my best. How about you, Brother Sean? What's the from more online, more we're out there more, you know, we're known in the city, where our brand of service is inspiring many people to also just help people.
Yeah, I think that's pretty unique that we do the free event every Sunday, and that's really impactful for people because it shows others that they can do the same thing. And I've seen it with some of the major paid for people in the city that always do paid for events. Like, that's all they would do. I've seen more and more free events being held by those people. within the last 6 months or so. And that's got to be a direct result of what we're doing and ours, not only what we do, but our being vocal about it and saying, that these events are great. Yes, people can have businesses, but you should still hold some sort of free event to just really give it without
conditional love versus unconditional love.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I think that's amazing.
Would you stop?
Sorry about that.
Stop it.
I think that's amazing and inspiring.
Scared me a little bit.
Me too.
Stop it.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's something that is needed in most people's lives because what purpose is it's, that sacrifice and unconditional love giving in whatever form it may be. So this is an amazing way to do that.
Yeah, it's I'm glad to see many people start to understand there's more free yoga events. And because it's like there's so many yoga teachers. Surprisingly, there's not many free yoga events unless, nowadays they do at the park. There's, there has to be a place where people can feel unconditional love that's not so trendy. Because sometimes you show up to an event and it's more trendy than spiritual.
Yeah, and there's vendors, that's the main.
Because you can show up to do a yoga workout, or you can do a yoga flow that is more focused on within. And most people are gonna want to do the workout because why? Like Emily Richardson, right? Very focused and masculine. That it's difficult to just. Why would I want to do a yin flow? Just hold the pose. Why would I want to play singing bowls that's slow? Why, right? But the result is look at the healing that's happening, right? And I pay attention to sound healers a lot because that's what we do. And before doing the group, I have a lot of friends who are sound healers because it's not, when you're a sound healer, it's not many groups. It's just, if you jump on Instagram, you can literally find a whole city already because it's not much and especially not free. And which is why I'm like, well, God says, well, if no one's doing it, why don't you? If nobody's really promoting meditation for free outdoors, why don't you? Because nowadays what's popular, people are starting meditation business, right? You go to their meditation shop, people pay for it. And it's like people have a corporate approach to spirituality because their like mindset is they still need the corporate structure. And to break that and just go outside and be a hippie, ew. What do you think about that?
I was super uncomfortable with it in the beginning because I come from the corporate world and I'm still in the corporate world. So in the beginning, whenever I found the group, I felt weird, but I was like, is somebody going to steal my purse?
Yeah.
What are people going to think about me if I'm sitting outside?
Hippie.
But hippie, and I had gone to like the yoga studios, and the yoga studios would have like the sound baths with them, and it's all paid for. So to be able to go to a meditation group with sound bowls and I don't have to pay anything, what's the catch?
God dang hippies.
What's the catch? I was shocked. I was like, what are they doing? But then I felt like a deeper sense of peace, than I would have going to like some spiritual event. But no, I was super uncomfortable with it. But now I get it. I understand why it's coming from a more pure level. But whenever you operate based on a corporation, you're looking at the bottom line because that's what a corporation is. You're looking at the bottom line, of your revenue versus your expenses, and what's the bottom line.
And when you show up to these meditation groups or yoga studio, you see other corporate, employees there, so you feel you're part of it.
It's that vibe, yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily help you. There's a limitation because there's still like money involved. And which is fine.
And I think people mean well by it, like the people that are charging, but that's what we've been brought up to know is you give something, you're doing something with your time for others, so other people need to pay for it.
Yes.
That's a world that we come
Yes.
from.
Yeah.
Trading.
Trading.
Exchange.
Energy,
Right?
my energy exchange for money. That's all that,
Money.
I
you
go
give
to
me
a job
service.
9 to 5, they pay me for 9 to 5. Same
And-
thing with the spiritual.
And so what we're talking about right now pisses so many people off, but God loves it, because Jesus, like I always say, Jesus didn't charge people for healing. Buddha did not charge people for wisdom. But so when you're a healer or light worker, why are we not looking up to the best of the best? And that's why I love the master, because when I found the master, I'm like, you're just healing people's cancer and all these things for free. And look at you, like you have everything.
Look
No,
at
he-
how many lives he's
For
changing
sure.
though.
And he's not healing people for free. He's giving them things.
Yeah.
He's paying them.
Yeah.
To
He's
heal
building them houses.
Yeah, he's
Like,
paying them to heal them.
So
It's
it's
wild.
so yeah, and it's just that's why I'm so passionate, because we have a good role model. We have a great role model.
Mhm.
And so how do you feel about that? Like the more, I don't know if you've been exposed to more the corporate style of like spirituality, but it's been irritating me a lot, because
stop it.
it's just another, it's a business, but it's like a church can also be like that, a corporate church.
Of course.
Joel
yeah.
Osteen,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the church I suppose we went to was more like that back in Illinois for sure. It was like one of the newer age ones. They have a band playing and all that kind of stuff. And it was very, it was good. So like I have a hard time thinking like paid for events and like paid for yoga studios they're not bad, right? Because they are still providing a good service that people wouldn't normally go out and do anyways. And,
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
a lot of people feel more comfortable paying for a service
Yes.
simply because they think that it's going to provide more quality, right? The more that especially the more that you pay, if you have more money, the more money you pay, you think the higher quality of service you're getting, but that's not true at all. That's just what we've been brought up to believe because of, just our society. That's how we operate. So I don't think that there's anything inherently like bad in it. I just think that the quality to the amount paid is not there, and a lot of people believe that it is there.
Which
And
at that level, yes. But when is somebody gonna do the unconditional love?
well, that's
right?
that's what I mean is that there is more to be offered for free, and it is higher quality when there is no money exchange, which is the exact opposite of what I would have believed in the past. I would have thought it's just somebody just being weird, I guess, and offering some sort of service. They just want to like hang out, have friends, or
Yeah.
whatever. They're just trying to make friends or something.
Yeah.
But in reality, I've come to learn that it is some of the best services that can be offered is something that is free, because there is that unconditional love that's given. There is no expectation, I guess, is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
There's no, I paid a certain amount, I should be getting a certain quality of service or a certain amount of service.
But it's hard to really see what you're getting energetically, right? How, because again, what you're paying for, like you might not get back like this, like what you're talking about, like not normally in society when you pay more to go to an expensive hotel, they're gonna do more to pamper you.
Higher quality, yeah, sure.
But when it comes to energy and healing, which requires unconditional love, God, it's about like it's about no strings attached.
Right.
Like giving without expecting back. It's kind of a lost art in society now.
For sure.
Like just giving without something back at all. Like some people they give, but they what happened? They get a tax write-off. You give, but you get social media content.
Sure.
You give, but you also right. But giving when nobody sees is kind of, it's something that many healers are not doing. Now, many good people are doing, right? Many good people with the pure of their heart, they help people, and those people maintain the faith in humanity. When you hear about somebody just helping somebody from their heart, it's a refreshing thing, but it's really hard to find communities unless it's a holiday, all right? It's like Thanksgiving, go throw turkey, give
Yeah.
turkeys to people, but the rest of the year, right? So we can have some criticism, but what we're doing as a community, we focus on healing, right? And through learning from the master is that healing requires love. And love, there's different levels of love. Are you doing conditional love? It's like when a child, when the mother says, I love you to the child doesn't feel that love sometimes. But he knows, oh, it's love. Versus like maybe a child, like maybe somebody who is not a child's father or mother, just a friend, and they feel something stronger, is because it's something that's pure from the heart and relatable. And it's really hard to teach. And that's why to be a healer, you got to go through the darkness, right? A lot of darkness. This is like, imagine if Jesus charged 3 silvers for a healing. Jesus would not be Jesus, right? If the Buddha, give me some food, I'll give you wisdom, we wouldn't remember the Buddha, right? So what are we looking forward to this year as a group? What are you looking to develop?
Continued healing, deeper healing of not only myself, but for others during the meditations, and developing a community around that. And to do that, more practice on the handpan, really becoming an expert at it instead of just a novice, for sure. More finding my flow, my rhythm, which I've been developing, but definitely is difficult because I don't inherently have a natural flow or rhythm in terms of musical abilities, right? Like I don't have that natural talent, I wouldn't think, but seeking that out.
How about Sister Emily Richardson?
I don't know. Continued healing as well. Just cultivation within myself and reading the energy, knowing when to go more angelic, when to be more grounded, when to go faster, when to go slower. Finding a good flow and just continuing to develop the community and grow the community, but authentically, not just wanting to grow it, but grow with quality. Using my voice, speaking my truth, singing with the bowls, pitch, confidence, leadership, just on and on.
People take us seriously now more than ever because our consistency, our professionality, authenticity. We don't charge. We preach quite a bit. And now we're starting to be online. And then I started doing more card readings. So the roles are changing, right? I know that my goal this year is to focus more on the spiritual guidance, especially one-on-one, because I can do it, because there's a space like Insight Timer where people actually take me seriously, where people will do the work, even though some they get pissed off is fine. This is part of the game. But as a group this year, mastery. Like when we're operating, we're a symbol of Sangha. It's clear as day to me that when we're operating from a purity level, we represent the Sangha, and people see us as one. And our motto is all is one. It's really rare to see a group of people who are one, and it's not trendy. We're not here to be trendy. That's why I love what we do, because it's like it's the best case scenario. Like we're not charging money. we're actually doing the work to find harmony in life and not just trying to make money off people because we have bowls and sound healing tools. I love that so much because it's like there's something to grow. It's not comfortable. We're not just here, all right, $50 events or retreats, $333, because that's, if that worked, there would be a ton of people enlightened, awakened, and actually there would be more harmony in the families. But many spiritual people have disharmony in their own family, and I'm paying attention. That's why I focus on us first, making sure we are good. That's why I focus on the people who show up. If they don't show up, they want to abuse you, I just tell them, keep showing up, I help you. Some people, they want to get to know us more, but they're not meditating with us. Right? So this year, it's about embodying the Bodhisattva. We are Bodhisattva group. We're not here. Sometimes I can see like Sister Emily talking more naturally because you're live streaming and you mastering the music, and then I focus more on the readings, intuitive readings, because that's a mastery field, right? That's a whole field, because you have to see what God needs you to do. What can you do? If you're not good at singing, then you can play music. You're willing to develop that, right? Maybe at first she wants to play the singing bowl. Now she's becoming the singing bowl, right? Because you're starting to find a flow in your speech, which I love, because great, drop the hammers on them, right? Because then I could have energy to do the one-on-ones, because that takes so much energy. And my goal is to get to master's level of like instant, rapid, so that I can help more people. Because right now when readings are difficult, it takes me maybe 30 minutes to deal with somebody, right? But how can I get so good at it to where I can help more people and be precise? And I realize that is very inspiring, which is, how did you become so intuitive? You just gotta just look at the group as a whole, Sister Lucia. We trust a lot, right? We trust so much, right? In the beginning, she think she's becoming sound healer. Now God's using her to use her voice, right? Because the master's having her speak, right? You learn to meditate. Now you're a musician, right? Who would think Sean, the one that sing off pitch, he's gonna play music? Because when you can do something, God's like, okay, develop it. When you can do card readings, that's what God needs you to do. Because right now, we have a musician. If we have 3 musicians all the time, it's not harmony. Because where we're going, we want to be useful to God. And if one person can do music, but they can't do card reading, and they're not good at talking, then they need to master that. And eventually the roles will naturally shift, because we're not here to do routine work.
Right.
And eventually, maybe you're going to do card reading, I'm going to do music, and you're going to be teaching meditation or something. And that's why I love original spirituality, because that's what the Buddha taught, right? Because when we follow the rules, the code, the conduct too much, we're just following the Buddha's finger, which is we're just following the guidance too much, but we're not actually opening to maybe reach enlightenment or nirvana. What do you feel about that, sister?
About what?
About your role shifting to becoming more speaker.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing singing bowls for a while. I don't know what, like a year and a half together as a group.
Let's say 2 years. Let's say 2 years.
Yeah. And I feel like I need something more, just like we were talking about earlier, not doing the same thing, not getting in routine work. And the master's been talking about that a lot recently. And I think once we because I'm comfortable with the bowls, and I do love playing the bowls. I love playing the crystal bowls, and I still want to do that, you
Yes.
know, whenever needed. But I feel like for us to continue growing and evolving, I used to be super uncomfortable with speaking. Like I was even though I had a lot of masculine energy, I was still not comfortable with my voice. I was terrified to speak on the mic. I was scared of sharing my truth because of judgment from others. But now I'm like, who cares? You know, and I feel like I'm at that point now where I'm ready to like...
You pissed your first person off already. Yay.
Probably more than just one.
That's why she didn't. Again, that's why, you know, that's why we're together, because we learn from each other's energy. We have the same master now, right? Which is great. Like, I never expected that, but it makes sense. Why would, like, because if it worked for me, why would not? But it's not forceful, it's natural. That's why I trust God so much, because I see it. Like, as you help yourself, look at your family, they're happier, right? Brothers, better. Mother, great. My family, great. Wife is great. And now, like, now do more. God, right? Because once you reach a certain level, don't keep playing the damn bowls the same way.
Yeah.
Right? Find a different... How do you feel about that, brother? Your role at evolving your role and not just becoming like, I just teach meditation only, or whatever it is for you.
Yeah, it's more exciting, more possibility of future growth, which leads to hope, leads to inspiration, leads to then future growth and change. In the past, staying the same, not only is it boring, it kind of becomes depressing because you feel stuck. You feel like there's no hope, or there's no change that's possible. So it can actually cause me to become depressed in terms of like not having something to look forward to. So I think that possibility of change, and, you know, it leads to hope and it leads to growth, which is happiness.
Which took you a while to find your flow in the group.
Yeah, I tried, I think, every single instrument.
The dang flute, the didgeridoo, and now...
Yeah, I tried. I mean, I was on the crystal bowls, then the Tibetan bowls, the drum.
We got 3 sets of crystal bowls
flutes.
in our groups.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's what it takes, right? You got to give it your all. If you don't give it your all, you don't really want it.
So yeah, and now with the handpan, even the tongue drum, and now with the handpan, yeah, I really enjoy it a lot, and it really feels very flowy, very musical, which I enjoy.
I mean, it makes me excited to see y'all grow, to develop more, because I know I look at my past, and it's the same. Sometimes, you know, I do my best to be super supportive, because this path is not easy at all. I knew my parents like, why don't you just get a regular job? Why are you just like doing all this spiritual stuff? And I just, my faith like pushes you, right? Our faith pushes us to like, okay, we'll move to Houston. We'll try Houston 1 time, 2 times. Oh, I guess it's working. We'll hang out here. All right, should my brother move in? Shoot, who else is gonna let him move in? Are you right? And so that's like, it's the same thing. What? Am I just gonna go this path? It's almost like if you don't even have an option to go other path, you may actually make it where you're going. And we gotta stay excited about the work. That's why when you go to the temple, the master's always got something. The cafe is
Different.
open, yeah,
Something new, always changing.
always changing. And when your teacher does something, it's not just an accident. It's like, how can you borrow that mentality to develop? Just like the studio, right? Before, there was no Buddha. Now there's Buddha, there's lighting, the camera has changed, the angle has changed. She's streaming more. And how do you feel about the evolution? Like, how do you feel about the natural? Maybe before we would force the change in our life, right? Maybe some more crystals will help. How about another oracle deck? So I wake up a different deck.
I've always been a planner. I've always been, just planning for the next step. But sometimes just taking the steps that you can in the present moment, but still setting your goals and having a vision for your life. But at some point, you kind of have to just let that little checklist go and have an overall vision for your life and allow God to just lead you to where you're meant to be, but in a natural way. And it's absolutely incredible to look back at where we all used to be. Like so many people, like if we wouldn't have made the change 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and began meditating, if we wouldn't have taken those small steps and just like follow your heart and allow your heart to lead the way down the path, then you're like blocking where God wants you to go. You're blocking that path that you're meant to go down. But whenever we have a vision and allow and surrender and just follow your heart, then it usually leads to something better than you could have ever dreamed would have happened. And it's continuing to happen. I never thought I'd be a sound healer here with the three of y'all and with my brother, who I'm very grateful is here, family, unity. It's hard.
Different kind of grateful.
Clean your room. Okay, let's go. How about Brother Sean? The natural progression of how you arrived here, and it's magical to see how God works, but you never thought you would actually understand it. But once you start to really pay attention, you start to see everything that you did before. It led you to having a better life, but in the beginning, you just didn't understand how the system works.
And not only that, having faith when something happens to you, you don't have to know what or why it happens, and then just trusting
my wife.
All right, it's been 2 months, still
the
not
weed.
fixed. I'll just let it go, keep going. And having that trust is it is taxing on a part of you that wants to control, and that lesson of just letting go is very powerful. What do I think about the path? It has been long, it is ongoing, and it is arduous at times, meaning that it is difficult to continue on. But it is satisfying, it is fulfilling. And knowing that there is a purpose for what I do, how I do it, and there is a purpose for changing, not staying the same, and not knowing exactly what that purpose is kind of it still leads to more excitement because you just don't know. You don't know what's next. You don't have to know. And that's beautiful. I never thought I'd never want to smoke weed again. I remember when we first talked, and me being like, well, yeah, I'm going to give it up for a little while, but I don't see any reason to never smoke weed again. That doesn't make any sense. Why? That doesn't make any sense at all. To go into now where I'm like, it doesn't make sense at all to smoke weed. That change is drastic in and of itself. And yeah, it's like I said, it's beautiful. Just having faith, which is something that I lacked for a very long time. For a while I thought I was agnostic or didn't believe in God, or but then to go into just being like, okay, I know I asked for more punishment, God, but please stop. And just having faith that it would all end, the saga of the truck, that is, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, faith has been a big part of the inspiration to grow.
Well, the beautiful part about being a healer is that you get to see other people's lives get better, and you are part of it. That's why I love helping people. That's why I love this stuff. That's why I love help. And in the beginning, I never even thought of charging people money about, I never even thought of open to donation because I was such a purist. I don't know, maybe I was just so sheltered to where I didn't think about money at all. I just gave people free music videos, free like video for whatever they need, free meditation. I would show up wherever, play bowls, anywhere, and just help people, and didn't think about money. Because I had 2 years where I just was unemployed and did not think about employment, but I sold my camera gear and like just live off a bag of spinach and canned beans to just work for God. And then I realized God doesn't want me to eat canned beans and just like bag spinach forever.
You can do more work with more resources.
Yeah, and you can have an abundant life. And I realized I needed to change my mentality and not just be a purist, because that's an ego, right? Some people just read the dang Mahabharata, right? Or some people just think the Bible is the only way, as the purist. Some people just think, like, Krishna is the only way. Or some people think no God is the only way. But when you try with an open heart and mind, God starts to work in your life, because you're not getting in the way of God. You're not trying to think, well, do I need to do Buddhist healing only? Or can I use some inspiration from Jesus? Can I be inspired by Krishna too? Only to realize, do whatever it takes and be effective. And keep your faith high. Because when your life is slow, you got to focus on you. Because sometimes we identify as a healer, but we have been abandoning ourselves quite a bit. And when we abandon ourselves, the community like takes a hit too, because
Because you don't have a full cup and you're giving just drained.
I see so many sick healers who overgive and unbalance, and then they wonder why they're attracting negative energy. But as our group, as we become more grounded, less crazy people, because sometimes we had stalkers come, sometimes we had people yelling randomly, and in the beginning publicly people were just loud, and but as the group developed, as you become more mature and more aligned, the angels protect you. What did you experience with that, sister?
Well, whenever we began, it went through a lot of raining, like outside, like a lot of raining, a lot of bad weather. And then that evolved into a lot of alcohol, a lot of substance at the park around us, a lot of interrupting, louder talking.
A lot of people sleeping on each other and groping each other.
A lot of groping each other. A lot of random people just yelling things at us sometimes. But as we became more grounded ourselves and we started focusing on us as how we needed to develop and heal ourselves, then it became more calm outside. And we started having good quality people that I feel like were more aligned with the path that we were on, coming to the meditation. And it hasn't rained to where we had to go undercover in over a year. And
which is crazy.
It's insane. Like every Sunday, and sometimes it'd start raining right after we packed up, or something, it was crazy. But the we've had very consistent people coming to the park, which is beautiful, and just the stories that they tell of kind of their own journey, their personal journey, and the peace that they feel from meditating together with community. It makes it so worth it. It's really beautiful to be a part of it and to just have this beautiful community.
And people call us their church on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
And some people go to church and then come hang out with us too. So I love hearing that, because it's like we're a group where any people, any religion can make space for, because it's not like it's just energy, it's just music.
So the group is so diverse. It's wild how diverse it is. Yeah.
How about your experience, brother?
It is profoundly inspirational, like hearing other people's stories week after week, and knowing somebody for 6 months, or seeing them come to the park for 6 months, and then them just dropping a bomb like that we had no idea, is just you just never have. You never know somebody, or you never know the struggles that somebody's going through, and you just have these expectations a lot of the time, like, oh, this person's this way, and then they say something just completely, they break down or whatever happens, and you're like, wow, they, what my expectation was not correct, and that's why having expectations can often lead to disappointment or
Assumptions that you make of others. Yeah,
exactly. So that's why I feel it's very inspirational, is that connection part. And I really do like that we do connect. And I feel like I've missed a little bit of that in the past few months or so. We haven't been doing it as much, which makes sense because the group's gotten a lot bigger, and it is colder out, so a lot of people don't connect sometimes right afterwards, and they don't want to. But yeah, no, that's the part that I really enjoy a lot, is that connection and learning new things about people and seeing their struggles, knowing how we all have basically the same struggles at the end of the day. You may feel alone in your problems, but the reality is that most of the people that are around are going through the same exact issues.
And we make a point to, that's why in our meditation groups, we always ask how their week was, unless it's too cold,
right?
Unless the turnout is like before, it was like really windy, super cold.
Yeah, it's winter. It's understandable. Yeah, for sure.
And so we just go with what God tells us to do. Sometimes things, if we continue to do things the same way, but we don't pay attention to what the community needs, it's like when we're on here, how come we don't just keep doing 2-hour music, right? Because it's the harmony. When we pay attention, your feeling, it tells you what to do so much if you learn to use your feeling when you need to. Because sometimes you need to get out of your feelings and get things done, especially at work or something, right?
Yeah.
Somebody annoys you, but sometimes you have to just get things done. But when it comes to community, spirituality, and unconditional love, this thing tells you. That's what I love. That's why I'm always, when I sit and I think about what we're doing as a whole, I'm just so grateful, because this is not normal life. This is a great life.
Yeah.
And because especially when we think about the past, who would think you're gonna one day be bald and have homies playing singing bowls with you, and you're gonna have this master who buys you a car, and then you're gonna get married to this Vietnamese girl. Like I was just like, well, when is it gonna happen? Or ew, I'm gonna be a hippie. Will I have a nice like Supra or something nice? You'll have a Prius and you'll be very happy. You're like, nah, like when you. But now where I'm at, it's just, I always remember to be grateful, and whenever we do hear that we support people, especially online too, like Sister Kata's here, and brothers and sisters that we're developing relationship with on Insight Timer. When y'all express like good news, and even the news that are not good, you feel comfortable to open. All of that matters is because you trust enough to say the good and the bad. There are some communities where you feel like you're not seen, but it's seemingly positive. And what we're doing is doing our best to create a community where we trust each other, where sometimes if the energy is ungrounded, we can do something else. When the energy is too calm, we can do something else. But there's communication, there's feedback, there's originality, there's thriving energy, and there's like positions for people. If they show up consistently, we'll put you on the team. We'll teach people how to do whatever. But it's not about money. I'm not here to do a sound healing certification, even though I could, because that's not what God tells me to do. And that may be really difficult. And what made you decide to be more full-time with God? Because I know Well, what inspired you to start deciding how can I give more?
Whenever we begin, really doing the work and really listening to our heart rather than using our ego, but once we begin to have that connection with God, I guess, so to speak, like being able to know which direction you're supposed to go, just having that connection, you just you start to see like the positive changes and the positive influence, and your overall energy be more positive. And why would you stop there? Why would you just stop once you reach a certain destination? Why don't you just give it your all? And with that comes a lot of trust and a lot of faith to be able to just continue doing the work, because it doesn't stop. You never stop progressing. You can only continue rising. And once you begin to see your loved ones start to be more happier, whenever you begin to notice your energy is good, and then the loved ones around you, and then the overall community starts to be more peaceful, my job's more peaceful, I'm attracting more positive people in my life. You don't want to stop. But knowing that doesn't come from you, that you have a team behind you supporting you, and you have God, working in the background, because it's not about me, it's not about us in this one particular moment. It's not about me. There's an overall purpose of why I'm being fueled to do this. Why am I doing this meditation? Why have I chosen to be a sound healer? Why have I chosen to be a leader at work? Like, there's an overall drive and purpose that's leading us towards that path. And it's for humanity as a whole, I believe. That if we had more people just working alongside God and doing what He needs us to do, rather than us using our ego thinking about what we need to do, but being led by that.
Buy more crystal.
I haven't bought crystals in a long time, but I still have all those crystals over there.
Racks. She got a big rack of crystal. Don't.
Your energy is affecting my crystals. Stop it.
Light some sage. How about Brother Sean? When did you decide to take service more seriously? And what was the inspiration, or what do you remember deciding? Yeah, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna show up at the park. Oh, I'm gonna start playing bowls.
Wanting to give back, because I had healed myself so much, and that I had seen so much growth in myself, and wanting to help others find that growth within themselves.
Your cup got really full, and you're like, okay, this is great. How about other people? Yeah,
and seeing that, there's just an immense amount of healing that is needed in this world. The world is in a very broken place, I think, is the best word to use, is that people are just so disconnected from God and from themselves, that the more that I can spread that message, that love, just the unconditional love, the better the world is going to be. And who knows, we could be inspiring somebody, and we have no idea, right? Just with our meditations and our sound baths, we could be inspiring the next great leader that changes more than we could ever imagine. And
could be your own daughter.
Sure, yeah.
That's the amazing part.
Yeah, but anybody really. And it's we just have no idea. And seeing people heal, people change, the smiles, the tears, the stories, and I think a lot of that inspiration does come from the temple, and seeing the impact that the master has on a community that he has almost no relation to whatsoever in terms of like ethnicity or background or whatever it may be, and just seeing this like weird dynamic of Buddhism, Christianity, just uniqueness, and
American,
the mix of just mostly Hispanic, and like everything's translated into Spanish because a lot of them are just very brand new into the America, and him being like, this is the best country, and just everything's just wild
And
to
most
see.
of them
It's
don't
just, like,
speak English.
Yeah, it's just so like
So crazy.
it's just so weird. It's just so weird that it's inspirational, which is awesome. And I think that it being so unique shows me that there is
Hopefully.
hope. And well, there's a lot of things that can happen, but change doesn't need certain like steps to happen.
Yeah.
It can just be just like that,
Right.
and you can change somebody's
What's
life.
possible is crazy.
Mhm.
Because God is that like amazing to where you may be a Buddhist monk, but your congregation is going to be mostly Latinos who don't speak
Catholics.
English.
Yeah,
And
they're
you're
all
like,
Catholic,
what? And you're
Yeah.
going to be in Houston, Texas. Like, what?
Yeah, it's pretty wild to see.
Jill is here. Go ahead. It looks like your wife is here.
She says, one of the best parts of the park is the connections. Being able to get to know people more has been rewarding for me. Getting to know our community on a human level is something other groups, even churches, often miss. Creating relationships with so many different people is something that I look forward to each and every Sunday.
And thank you for your service, Sister Jill, because, it's all, Bio Hut is a community, and thank you for the bread. It's been delicious.
The jalapeno sourdough bread was freaking delicious, and I've had 2 slices for the past 2 nights for dinner. So thank you for supplying my dinner. It's delicious.
Yeah. My mom ate 2, I ate 4. Okay.
And Jill's actually been, so every Sunday before meditation, we hand out meals to people on the street.
Okay,
We've been
beautiful.
doing that for the past 2 months. I shouldn't say we. She's been doing it. I've been
Yeah.
driving around and
It's teamwork, yes,
yeah.
for sure.
I've been doing the driving and handing out. She's been making, but yeah, and that's just something she's been doing.
No, that's a good thing, because because sometimes when God bless you with cooking skills,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
delicious.
I'm good with. I can taste good things, but cooking, like my mom, like I have a good tongue from my mother, but she's the cook, and that's her blessing. And every time she's cooking, her life is better. When she stops cooking, her life is not as good.
Yeah, we do eat out a lot more
Yeah, yeah,
in the bad cycles.
yeah, exactly. And so let's see here. The sound healing certificate is an excellent idea, though.
People would like it.
Yeah, it's just we play for God, and you have to stand. We had to stand by our principles. It's why it's why like the group has pretty strong comments and values, because it's really clear how we operate and who we are, and it's why we're so bold in giving. It's why we're so bold in like being on here. It's why why we invest so much in service, because it's fulfilling. Like when I teach y'all and I see you actually doing something good, like that's why we do it. Like, that's why the master invests in us. Because why would it's really not when the master bless us, it's because he knows we're gonna bless others. But to actually and to see the group do it, it's amazing. Like he taught me. I follow him for months and months on how healing works. Like how does he heal the cancer, and how does he heal? And so through his style is different, but the core of how you heal is all the same. But that's only for people who are serious about serving God, because many people who learn that, they're gonna take it and make money from it. But if your master doesn't make money from it, you're not doing that either, because that's the moment you start to cross your master and your values, that's when you make the healing work impure and you become a spiritual business, and that is not what the teachings are.
I can't imagine doing that after doing the pure path, I guess you could say. I can't.
It's so easy.
Imagine
opening up like a yoga studio or something.
It's so easy to corrupt it, because sometimes the ego goes, no, but you just need money, right? You just. But that's why, okay, you need money, but keep your work with God pure, or else you begin to have a reputation like Joel Osteen. He's very rich, but then he started to say, hey, how come when it's flooding you didn't let people in your church?
Yeah.
How come you have a mansion and all this? And it's like, it's not teaching humility to people, but some people, they follow that message, and that's why we just stick to what we can. We do what we can, and Let's see here. Joe says, we're always here. Cookies and new banana bread baked today, ready for Sunday. Beautiful. And I think we should give some final words on brothers and sisters looking to be a healer, right? Because we're all on different perception of how we got to healing work here. It's all different, which is what I love, because you don't know, but all you have to do is just keep showing up. I think that's what we all do. So look for people looking to serve God and find their purpose and their calling from what you have experienced.
Fill your own cup first and just continue to work on your connection with yourself, which at the end of the day is God. And just going deeper within, listening to your heart, and just healing yourself and figuring out how to heal yourself so that you can in turn use that to help others heal.
How about Sister Emily Richardson?
We have to look at sometimes the more difficult things within ourselves and really get to the root cause of why we are who we are. And if there's certain things that we don't like about ourselves, we're able to change that. But it takes with us actually doing the work and seeing the reason why. Who did we learn that from? And learning how to purely forgive with our heart and never giving up on ourselves, never giving up on our families, and knowing that sometimes it can be hard in the process of healing, of working on ourselves, but knowing it's going to be worth it in the end.
The time to do it is now. Like, if you truly believe that you want to walk the service path, the healer's path, the light worker, take action and be willing to do what most people aren't willing to do. Just show up and do it your own way. Because sometimes we're busy trying to follow somebody else's path, right? We want to just do and copy what other people are doing, but we're not willing to be original for God, right? And just show up and do the work. If you want to be a sound healer, just show up with the bowls and play somewhere and keep improving, and God will show you the way. If you want to make tinctures, if you want to create some healing aspect, just show up and do it for free, and don't even think about money in the beginning. Can keep things pure. See things as an alms bowl. Help people. They can donate. They don't have to. Find a way to make money and keep your healing work and God work separate from money. If you've already crossed that path, you can always reinvent yourself. Because if you're dealing with pure energy, the angels help you. When you're dealing with conditional love, where there's money exchange, people are gonna expect you're gonna have those clientele that is gonna be more corporate exchange, which limits you. Because why? They're gonna expect you to be the same. If you start doing more than that, it's about you. You feel weird because people expect you to play the singing bowl like this, and that's what they like. But being experimental may be a risk because some people might not like it, right? And when you serve from your heart, you get to speak your heart. But when you serve and people pay you, sometimes, your audience, there are different demographic. I can't say that because this might piss them off because of their views. But when you begin to work for God and there's no money involved, you get to speak the truth that may offend some people, and you continue to serve, and it doesn't affect you. Why? Because you learn to keep your work pure, which is why the master can say some things that piss so many people off, but to help them awaken. And that's why we can say these things and piss some people off, but who's gonna tell you? When people pay you, they expect something from you.
Yeah.
But when there's no money exchange, guess what? You might piss them off, but eventually they may come back and say, you pissed me off, but I understand. And they'll be in your life forever, and they'll remember God more. Because why? You didn't charge money. And that's happened so many times with myself. I see it happen so much with the master. Ask yourself, are you here to be a master or a follower? Find a pure way and take the leap of faith over and over and over, so much that you're not even scared to take the leap of faith anymore, and then God will start using you. The end. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
And
everybody.
shout out to Brother Sean Crary. Sister Jill is here too. Sister Emily, her dogs and cats and animals are here, the whole zoo. Brother Tanet, and make sure to donate to her or follow channels and
Internet.
the
And
end.
Sean.
Thank you,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Adios.
Thank you, everybody on Twitch. Did not really change. I did not post on Facebook.